Train the muscles, not the joints.
You subscribe yet, boy? You better subscribe, otherwise I'm gonna knock the gains out of you. Oh man, that sun's bright. Bright, shiny sun. Sun's so shiny. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about volume. And is volume the main factor in muscle growth? No, I don't want you to fall down the hill.
I'm gonna fall down.
I want you to go like this because
I know, I'm gonna start over here. We're gonna redo it.
I find that a lot of people get stuck in one component of training over another, and there's always going to be a debate going on about what component or which component is most necessary for muscle growth or strength to happen. And the thing is, I agree with most of the components already. Like basically going through periods of time where you use more volume, or maybe you use more intensity, or maybe sometimes you're repping out and then sometimes you're doing strength training. I agree with all of these principles, but to say that just one, such as volume, is the contributing factor, I would say is inaccurate to a point. I mean, although one could argue that doing anything at all is a certain amount of volume, but volume, like just having more volume isn't necessarily an indicator of more muscle. Although, hey, I'm willing to go through the experiments and say, hey, I'll do 20 sets for a body part or whatever and just see what happens, right? I highly encourage you to do this. And you may get growth from doing that for periods of time, because like I said, every factor plays a role in muscle growth, or most of the factors, such as, you know, the endurance fibers, such as the fast twitch fibers in the muscle group, such as just getting overall strength, right? These are all contributing factors. And sometimes doing that extra volume with that extra strength can shock some of those muscle endurance or muscular endurance fibers into growth, right? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is somebody in my comment section said volume is the only indicator of growth. That's really the main thing. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about an experiment that I did with my brother. Not on purpose, actually. It was something that we did by accident back in the day when we were first training. Now, when you're 15, 16 years old, that's when you're the most anabolic. You get all the hormones going and everything, and you're going through your growth spurts naturally and stuff. And my brother and I were doing the same workout. We were doing the exact same workout, but the difference is with his workout is that he was taking his sets to failure, and I was waiting till the last set to go to failure. So basically we'd have a certain weight on the bench, and I would just do 10 reps of that weight, and then the second set, 10 reps, third set, 10 reps, and then the last set, I would get 10 reps, but if I couldn't get 10 reps, then I would have to lower the weight, or if I was getting 11 reps, then I would raise the weight, right? So my brother, on the other hand, in the first set, he was going right to failure. Second set, he was going right to failure. Third set, right to failure. And of course, his reps were progressively going downwards as he was going throughout the workout. But there was something that happened after a period of a few months that we noticed. One was my strength was just as good as his, maybe a little bit better because I was a little bit heavier naturally. I was just a naturally heavier guy than he was at that time. Now it seems like it's the old switcheroo. Jamie's heavier than me now. that's kind of funny.
You're gonna find him.
You're gonna find him.
We'll find him today.
Where's your Sasquatch call?
I don't have it with me yet.
Where's your Sasquatch call? Come on, man. You were practicing in a truck.
Yeah, maybe later on. Later on. Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. Certainly.
But the thing that happened was we noticed is that his chest started to develop better, and he started to get more vascular. He started to look better from a bodybuilding standpoint than I. Now the thing is, we were both doing the same program. The only difference was that he was taking his sets to failure, and we noticed that he was getting a more developed physique from it. Now, this really proves my point that going to failure is also injecting a new variable that is a stimulating factor in muscle growth or muscular development, right? Which is why you see a lot of bodybuilders going super intense in their workouts where they're going deep into failure. They're not just going through the motions. Although maybe during their strength periodization programs, they may not go to failure at that time. They do go to failure in a lot of their sets, especially when they're doing muscular endurance for that extra muscle growth, right? So just volume or just multiple sets alone is not the only indicating factor. Now, the other thing that proves my point is the HIIT system, like the high intensity workout system, where these guys just take one set really to extreme failure, but they're doing extremely low amounts of volume. And although I found that that type of program doesn't work for me, there are some people that they swear by it. They say that's the best thing they ever did, was that they just focused on intensity itself. Intensity is one of the factors. Volume is another factor in muscle growth. So you must combine these principles or do different workouts with different principles being the foundation of that workout in order for you to get the most amount of results. But I would definitely say volume is not the only factor in muscular growth. It is not. If that was the case, I never would have won the natural bodybuilding shows that I did, because a lot of my workouts were lower volume, higher frequency, and I got more growth from that than I did by doing these big workouts of 20 sets or whatever, right? Make sure that you don't get too exclusive about the workout principles and say, oh, this is the only thing, that's the only thing. I mean, I know it's a common beginner thing or even an intermediate thing to establish oversimplified rules around training, but you will find there are some rules, but these rules are going to be a little bit more negotiable than you think. Those geese have not shut up the whole time I've been talking to this camera. And the sun, I tell you, it's just killing me. Killing the eyeballs, I'm telling you. I gotta get myself some sunglasses. Anyway, I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.